One eternity later.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 20 of GG3. Now I know the last two episodes, they've been kind of sporadic, but I promise that I'll try and do better. So I'll try and go back to my original release time of the first Monday of each month.
But are you actually gonna read more?
Okay, who said that? I swear to God. Sorry about that. Let's just take a look at what I read this past while. Batman, Not Beyond. Blue Boy Adventures. I'm a bit of a scientist myself. Every captain needs a falcon. Freaky Animorphs. I was here for one person and only saw 2 panels of them. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Let's get prehistoric. Mobster Love Story. Moon Tiara Magic. You ready to race? Let's race. The fun side of Robot War. Megazord Mayhem. We're all gonna die one day. When you wish upon a star. You definitely wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Okay, now it's time to reveal my Grand Prix. Jurassic League number 1. The Variants number 1. And Grimm number 1. Now I'm going to talk about some of these comics, but if you don't want any spoilers, you can skip to this time. I'll put it where I was pointing. So let us start with Jurassic League.
Alan, this species of Variformin's been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing isn't this thing. Why? What is it?
It's a dinosaur.
You did it. You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
We're gonna make a fortune with this place.
Imagine this. Jurassic Park, but you have some humanoid dinosaurs who are dressed as heroes and villains from the DC universe, just stomping around and doing their thing. That is this comic, and that isn't a bad thing, because who doesn't find dinosaurs cool? My younger self was quite happy with them fusing the 2 things I loved growing up, superheroes and dinosaurs. So first we start with Batasaur.
I'm Batman.
Batman, but dinosaur version. And he's trying to track someone who's been killing, I guess, dinosaurs and humans. And he stumbles upon a cave where he finds Joker. And a fight ensues. And Batasaur is victorious after remembering a tragic story I don't know if I find this funny, but I don't know. Take a look. I don't know. I just imagine like a little dinosaur cry. I guess. Ah! After this, we go to Wonder Woman, and Trimascara, who has been having dreams of some other dinosaurs she doesn't know of, but you'll recognize them when you see the silhouettes and I guess the costumes.
Power of justice!
Now, after talking to her mother regarding these dreams, she decides to set off and find the answers to what these dreams mean. Yeah, it was a very short segment with her. After that, we turn our attention to Superman, who is peacefully with humans in a village after he crash lands onto the Earth. The humans love him, but we end with some bad dinos showing up and ready to throw down like in Jurassic Park Warpath. Man, I love that game. True story. This game is where I got I guess the name or the address for my first Hotmail. Thanks, PlayStation. So one thing that I thought when I started reading this comic is how are they making these costumes for themselves? Some of them even have capes.
Life, finds a way.
Whatever. I really enjoyed the art, and it was a lot more violent than I thought it was going to be, even though I guess dinosaurs only really know how to fight one. No, at least normal dinosaurs can only fight in one way, but as you can see in this, Batasaur even still has his batarangs. But then I also thought, if you're a dinosaur, and Batman picked bats, is it because he was afraid of them, or it's something about the dark? Is there nothing scarier you could have picked besides a bat, like a pterodactyl? Oh well, I wonder if this does well, then there'll be a young Jurassic. Okay, next I'm going to talk about Grimm. So this comic is about a woman, and she is a Soul Reaper. Now, she's not the only Soul Reaper, there's actually a whole bunch of them, and they help guide souls to the afterlife. One day she meets a man, he steals her weapon, and now she has to go back and retrieve it because this is against the rules, and it'd be very bad if the higher-ups got involved. The punishment could be even death. Now that's the comic Bleach. I mean,
What did he say?
Grimm. I'm joking. There's a lot of similarities in Grimm to Bleach, but there's also a lot of differences. So, no, seriously about Grimm. Normally, Reapers remember how they died, but for some reason, Jessica doesn't. Let me backtrack. This story follows a Reaper named Jessica Haro. So after chasing this man's soul, who she's gonna be guiding to the afterlife, named Brian, he steals her scythe, and he makes his way back to the world of the living. I'm assuming to see his ex-girlfriend. One thing to note also is that living people cannot see Reapers or souls. So Brian's ex-lover was not able to see him when he was standing outside her window.
No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What am I fighting for?
Jessica asked for help from two other Reapers, Eddie and Marcel, to go with her and help her get her sight back. They find Brian, Jessica tackles him
Gotcha, bitch!
to the ground, and as she's just about to knock some sense into him, the pole grabs her arm.
Oh no!
Which is like, what the fuck? Because remember how I said living people can't see, let alone interact with Reapers or souls? And that's how the first issue ends. So something, sorry. So some things that I liked about this first issue is, even in just the first couple panels, you see how some of the text was placed, and I really like the color palette that they used for this comic. I also like the conversation that Eddie and Marcel were having. Quite enjoyable, and I'm sure there's gonna be more fun conversations, or just, yeah, with other characters in future issues. Even Jessica seems like a cold character, but she has a nice side, as you could see when she was guiding Brian to the afterlife, and he kept like pressing her for questions. Initially she's like, nope, nope, and then eventually she I guess she didn't cave, but she kind of gave him some answers. Finally, we're going to talk about the comic variants. So I don't really know much about Jessica Jones. I didn't even finish watching the Netflix series, or the Defenders, where she was in that too. So I don't have much exposure to her really. So this issue starts with Jessica doing some shopping for her wedding, which she's getting married to Luke Cage. And she's shopping for some lipstick, so she's talking to the lady's just bombarding her with questions. She's just like, I don't know, what do you think? So after all that's done, she leaves the shop and she starts to have a migraine. There's an old man close to her, and he's asking if she's feeling okay, because he can tell she's kind of out of it. And she's like, yeah, and then she says something, and then she starts to faint. But who shows up other than Mr. Eminem? Or some people know him as Daredevil. And he swoops in, snatches her up, and he says as he's swinging away, sorry old fella, you ain't getting no sugar tonight.
God damn!
But he doesn't say the sugar thing, but anyways. So he's talking to her on a rooftop, asking her to attend a hearing for someone named Maria, who's a fellow victim of Kilgrave. After some talking, she agrees. So the next morning comes and Jessica shows up to the courthouse for the hearing. Now Maria is accused of killing her family by burning down a house, but she says she didn't do it, and in fact that it was Kilgrave who was controlling her. Now, the only issue with this story is that apparently people believe Kilgrave is dead, but Jessica's saying he's actually not dead, he's just in a coma. So that's that. So after the hearing, Jessica speaks to Maria, and Maria explains to Jessica that this all happened on the day of the 10th anniversary of her being controlled by Kilgrave. So she was more trying to warn Jessica that, like, isn't it strange how, like, I guess like almost like a seed was planted in her, but you don't think that he would have planted a seed in Jessica also. So she's saying that she should stay away from her family to keep them safe. And Jessica knows in her head that I believe it's the next day is going to be the day of the 10th year anniversary of Kilgrave. So she shows up to her house and she feels something's off, like someone's already there. So she goes to her daughter's room and she sees someone there, and she's thinking, oh hell no. And she tackles this person and she starts to wail on them.
Fight back, nigga!
And then she realizes, oh wait, it's myself. So then she starts to fight back. And as they're brawling, a new challenger approaches and bouncing a shield around off their heads like a pinball machine. And we only know one person who does that. Is Captain oh shoot. Is Jessica Jones Captain America? And that's the end of that issue. So for this comic, why it made my Grand 3, I don't know. I like the balance of the mix, the comedy. Sorry, what did I say? I like the mix of the comedy, action, and I guess mystery. And again, since I said I don't know much about Jessica Jones, watching one episode of the Netflix series, I wasn't, and it's not fair to judge it off of that. I wasn't really too interested, so I didn't have high expectations after Anika told me to read it. But I was pleasantly surprised. And I don't know, I really enjoyed it. And with that concludes my Grand 3. Now, thanks for hanging around. If you're just showing up now because you didn't want to stay for the spoilers, welcome to the end. These are the Grand 3, you know. So if you want to read them yourself and see why, I don't know, see why I might have put in my Grand 3, or might have, if you want to kind of guess, because I'll see, I don't really, if you're going to skip the middle part, you're not going to see what I liked about it, but maybe you'll like it too, and it'll be just so happen to be the same reasons. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. Again, I said I promise I'll try and be better with these releasing of episodes. Depending how much editing I'm gonna try and do in these episodes, I'm still gonna try and stick to the time I said. But if it's gonna increase in editing, maybe I'll try and do the second Monday to give myself a week to do the editing. But that's another story. For now, we'll stick to the first Monday, and we'll see how I can kind of budget my time. Alright, I guess I'll see you next month.